It has begun.
I got an intro for us. All right, everyone. Welcome to the show that some people are calling a sinking ship after dubbed one of the worst in the movie Shoehorn's history.
Who said that?
Reviewed Time Bandits last week. We looked to our fearless picker, Shitty Beetle Swan, to get us righted again. We're gonna see if he's pulled out another magical movie, or if maybe he's exposed himself as a bit of a fraud, and might have to rely on Benjamin Babymaker Wilmoth to write. Don't know if anyone wants that.
Someone wanted it.
More as we speak about The Vast of Night, a 2019 sci-fi film produced by Amazon, an Amazon original. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Shoehorn Podcast. Joining me as always is Wyatt Shitty Beatles, Nick on his phone, Boat.
You can see my phone?
Baby Maker, Pete Scott, and the Julia see himself.
I'm learning Spanish, okay?
How do you not already know Spanish?
Are you ready to speak?
That's not going to work.
Hey, I'll say this about Time Bandits. We took the bullet for everyone else. How about that? Somebody had to do it so that nobody else would be subject to watching.
Hey! Time Bandits was last week. We said our piece. Let's move on to Vast of Night. This was a Wyatt pick. Why did you pick this one, Wyatt?
You know, Travis, this movie just really hits me in a place where some movies just. They have no clue what the fuck they're doing nowadays. There's no substance. It's all action. It's all pump. It's all flair. This was the opposite of that. This was the most subtle. This was the most fast-paced yet chill movie I've ever seen in my life. And it was like nonstop, but it was kind of like they weren't really doing much, but it was always progressing towards something, and there was always something going on. Just the sheer fact of the setting, and it was so remote, it just made me like want to be a radio. I want to live in a more simpler time, in a sense. You know what I mean? Just the vibe of this movie. It was like kind of like a Twilight Zone episode, in a sense. You know, I said this to Ben. It was like it was made in the 1980s. About a 1950s film. This was like a throwback. This was like Nope, but like without a budget. You know, this was. The sounds, the noises. I mean,
pick up on that, Travis. They were talking about the movie together before the podcast. You hear that?
I save it for the podcast, then.
Yeah, we did.
You know what's crazy? Combos. They did something at the first, whatever it was, 15, 20 minutes, where they just followed him and like walking around, and it struck me that Ben, what the fuck?
Yeah, make
I'm trying to learn Spanish here, Ben.
Yeah, quiet down. Class is in session. They just like followed him around when he was walking, it made me realize how weird that was. Like in most movies, like if people are talking, they're completely stationary.
To me, that entire
they're either in a car or they're just standing there or they're sitting there. Just how that was so weird how they did that, how they followed him around.
That's why it was so cool to me. Yeah, like it just jumped right into it, and it was just his like dialogue with people. It was like. I mean, you need to look that up. Was that like one take? Because the dialogue between characters was amazing. They're following them around. It's like a child. That girl, Faye, was amazing for being a child. I thought she kept up.
I think they did do it
so well. I mean,
think they did do a lot of long shots. This says the shot of Faye at the switchboard is held for 9 minutes and 40 seconds and was cut down from an original 11-minute take.
I'll talk about my favorite shot when we get into it more, because there's just a shot. There's just this was like I feel like this is like what movies are supposed to be. Like this, it's hard to explain. I want to live in that world. Like It was just fun.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was an excellent representation of like the 1950s, and I thought they kept it consistent the whole movie. Different movie than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I picked up what it was going to be about pretty quickly on. I think everybody did. But I thought there'd be, I don't know, I guess a little more to it as the movie went on. It was sort of them just, I feel like the entire movie was them confirming their suspicion. But very enjoyable movie. I like the dialogue. I didn't get the scenes where they just showed the characters running for like 2 minutes straight.
What do you mean?
There was one scene where they're running through the field. Yeah. And it's just like 10 different shots of them running. And I guess it was to show how far they went.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It was weird to watch. Like 90 seconds, just continuous running.
There was some weird. They did a lot of black.
They took some chances here. Yeah.
Yeah. It was odd. That's why it kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's they took some chances. That's great. That's what we want from movie people.
For the budget that this movie had, I mean, $700-something thousand, I think is it.
It looks beautiful, dude.
And I thought it was.
And 550,000 of that went, to the last scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We'll talk about. Oh my god. I mean, come on, dude. That's what. Just somebody else talk.
Well, I want to talk about this movie because, to me, the craziest thing about this movie is they took like the most cliche alien idea. I mean, it's the the tale as old as time, a flying saucer, New Mexico, Area 51, sucks you up into space. I mean, it's just a classic alien story, but they actually, made it interesting, which to me is kind of like, you think like, oh, Christopher Nolan, Memento, or, some other, these being John Malkovich. You don't necessarily need an idea like that. You can just take the most fucking boring, it's like simple cliche idea and execute it in a way that's interesting.
That's what it was for me. Like, dude, I mean,
Jeez.
The fact that they were they utilized the radio and the communication so well. That's what made this movie. The lack of communication and the fact that they were both involved in the radio, they're getting these signals as well from a different aspect. While people, like, in the beginning, you knew it was something from the sky because I believe she talked to someone and they were like, something's in the sky, and then the phone like cut out. I think she got abducted or some shit. I don't know, but like, I don't know, dude. Yeah, I was all about this movie when I saw it for the first time. It really.
Apparently, it's based off of a real life incident that happened.
Makes sense. People.
What?
Some disappearance. It's
some
based
woman probably claimed her. Yeah.
In Mexico.
So the I read this on IMDb. The WOTW radio is based off of War of the Worlds. It was like a nod, I guess, to that, based off of obviously alien interaction. So, I mean,
Worlds?
Excuse me?
Drama from the 30s or 40s or something.
Yeah, remade.
Well, it was one of the first.
The Orson Welles book.
Yeah, the actual War of the Worlds book.
Or H.G. Wells, I mean.
Yeah, and they read it on the radio.
Orson Welles read it.
Was real, and people got faked into thinking it was a real broadcast and that aliens were actually taking over. So yes, it was an homage to that.
Yeah,
sure.
And then we got a Tom Cruise masterpiece.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Right.
Yeah, it was based off the Kecksburg UFO incident and the Foss Lake disappearances.
Haven't heard of those ever.
They're probably not very big incidents, but
it was so cool that there was like two kids running like the main radio station, like the dispatch and whatever in like a.
I loved how
it was so cool.
I loved how he was just like, I don't care. It's good radio. Like, he didn't care what happened to him. He didn't care about the rules. It was all about It's good radio.
Yeah, this was a very simple movie, but I think it was executed very well. My favorite scene was my favorite shot was that long shot where they do the from her radio when something's really it's on the ground, you know, to go throughout the entire town. I mean, that was just like, oh my God, dude, that made me feel.
I went all the way from her to him through the basketball.
Through the basketball, yeah, everything. Kind of, and the way they did it was just so fucking.
That was the best part for sure. Sickest part.
Yeah, other than the end, probably, I think. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I think the end scene is obviously.
I mean, dude, it was it's I don't know, man. It was a tight hour 30. A tight hour 30.
Yeah. Pretty tight. Ben, you haven't said much. What did you think about this film? Yeah.
Oh, well, I tried to say some things, but somebody muted me at the beginning.
Somebody muted you?
I muted you. You were making a lot of ancillary comments that were ruining the podcast. I apologize.
Okay.
Sounded like you're.
You're unmuted now. The floor is yours.
I mean, you guys kind of covered everything that I would probably have said.
Holy moly.
Not everything.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for being here, bud.
I mean, it was set up to be like an episode of
Twilight Zone.
You can
Twilight.
do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
God damn it.
God damn it.
I thought the guy Emmett, right?
Everett.
Everett.
No,
But yeah. You're batting it
whatever.
down so far.
When did you watch this movie, Ben?
Emmett was the other
Yesterday.
guy.
Emmett was the electrician.
All right,
that was so
Done me.
funny.
All right, time to
Wait,
quit,
but which
Ben.
one works at
I
the
don't know if you
radio?
watched the movie. I don't know.
Yeah,
if you
wait,
watched
he
it.
worked at the radio.
All right, Ben.
So I thought that he was a really has he been in anything else? Because I thought just the way he the way he talked was great. Like he easily could be on radio.
He has not been anything else really.
I think that,
I mean, I didn't
from
think
what
so.
I remember when this came out, it was supposed to be pitched as pretty low budget. I think they were more or less first-time filmmakers with a lot of unknown actors involved.
It
And that it was supposed to be like a fresh bit that Amazon put together and just like gave some kids a shot.
It felt like it was a made-for-TV movie almost, except it was
I mean,
on.
essentially, it was made for Prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I think that was for Apple. That new Scorsese bit that I shared with the group today is for Apple. Not for Amazon.
Apple's got some good, randomly good stuff.
Not coming out in
Apple
theaters.
is king of content right now for me.
That's like blasphemous to me. I think Apple has some of the worst shit on fucking earth, dude. I don't like very much of that shit at all.
All right, Ben's getting
You're
upset.
not a Ted Lasso guy?
That's it.
Look at Ben. He's getting
What
upset.
about
Guys.
Shrinking?
I'm just gonna go ahead and start going like this.
Foundation? Have you watched Foundation?
Hated
Have
it.
you watched? Hated it?
Hated it.
No
Hated
way,
it.
dude.
I tried so hard.
Severance?
Haven't watched that yet. Haven't watched
Dude,
that yet.
Severance
Severance
is
is
the best.
Gold
That's
standard.
what I've heard. I
Yeah,
fuck with
it's
that
the
guy.
best.
I love that guy, dude. Adam.
How about
No, you watch
How about
Severance
Mc-
and tell me it's not the best.
Yeah, I know. I need
Come
to.
back here.
how about Coen brother Macbeth starring Denzel Washington?
No, haven't seen that.
Okay.
And
yeah.
back
I
to
want to
movie at
see
hand, please.
For All Mankind. I haven't seen that. I
Need
wanna
Ben
see-
leave the chair.
I think I've watched.
But no, HBO is obviously the gold standard. But
Yeah, they
Well,
are.
I don't know,
feel like
dude.
Apple has come out with some shit.
I mean, if you think about, obviously with like legit shows, but dude, like for I guess comedies, like FX for me is like if you go to like Hulu with the FX shit, like Dave and Always Sunny, and dude, they just have endless. It's fucking crazy.
Americans.
It depends what we're.
Crazy.
I think it depends what you're asking for. If it shows, I think HBO still is top of the line TV. Like you're not going to get better
But what are they
original
putting out?
TV shows.
What is HBO? Because I haven't watched like Succession. Like, what are they putting out?
Yeah,
Like,
like that.
Lotus.
what,
Yeah, White Lotus,
yeah.
I mean-
I don't.
What's going on here?
If it's movies,
Short movie.
I think for movies, the best streaming service out that's putting together content is Netflix. They're the ones that are often up for the awards and all the accolades and all that shit. They put so much money behind it.
Yeah.
And they get, I don't know. I think Netflix has the best film.
We're sorry,
thing
Eric. We're sorry,
What
dog.
are some of their best
Hey,
films?
Dog. Hey, dog. What did you think, dog?
I thought All Quiet on the Western Front was really impressive for a
I haven't
Netflix
seen it.
movie.
That was a great movie.
Looked good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How was the gym today, Eric?
That won them that won them something.
I won them a nod. I think, and I never saw this. I think Roma was. I don't know if that won or not, but that was a Netflix movie. I never saw it.
I think that won Best Picture.
And that was a Netflix movie.
Roma.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Anyway, Best of Night. Come on.
Yes, that's the night. Very good.
I mean, it is what it is, dog. Give it to me straight, dog.
So everybody liked the ending.
No.
No.
Nick, you guys said that you knew what my review of this movie would be. What do you think my review of this movie is?
I don't think he likes it. I think he's been.
So we're already done talking about the movie. We're already reviewing it.
No,
Ooh, so
Eric's about it. Eric hasn't really
Or,
talked about it.
Yes, we are talking about the movie 25 minutes into the podcast.
All right, Eric, what did you say? You giving it a 5.5?
I'm not. No, I want Nick to tell me what he thinks I gave it. I'm not going to say it wrong.
So I watched it last night. I'm just going to do my little minute and a half spiel on the movie generally. The first time I saw it, Amanda and Becky started going to bed, and I watched it drunkenly with Becky's husband. By the end of it, the show was so low, so we didn't disturb the ladies. That I barely we were drunk and it was quiet, and it was like a dick around thing. Last night when I watched it, much more enjoyable experience. I found Everett to be obnoxious and douchey in the first. It was believable, but I felt like he was this douche. Like, oh, you're so cool, man. You're so cool with your cigarettes. Oh, man, aren't you the man about town and bumfuck wherever? And then
didn't you kind of feel like that was a facade, though, that kind of wore down
not. I think I didn't detract. I think it actually adds to the movie, and I think he's a good actor is what it shows. I think he did a great job. I think, like it was said before, I think she was very good in it. The scenarios, the conversations, like you guys were all saying, it made you feel very like a part of that small world building that they did, and you felt like you were in this very tight-knit small community. And then when shit started getting real, they paced it very well, where I became increasingly more interested in what was going on. And then they started doing the bits, like the shots, like Wyatt was talking about, that continuous shot that goes through the town. It gets better, and I thought that movie kept getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
I think for me, the most striking part when I just went, whoa, I know what Eric's rating is going to be, was when they were in the car and he starts reading the mumbo jumbo and they start about to crash the car. And then the way they use going in and out to black, they do it so effectively. I was really in love with that. And then also I thought the black collar into the radio station.
Oh my God, yes.
I think that put the movie way over the top of how real that was, how good his voice was.
Yep.
Like, you got the nuance of everything he was trying to communicate with. He felt like he wasn't heard. It had all these little
I'm
things
black,
going
by
on.
the way.
I thought, go ahead. I was going to say, finally brings me to my point. I thought, based on seeing it, there was no chance in hell Eric would not really enjoy this movie. I would say that Eric, at a minimum, would give this movie an 8.5 is what I expected.
So touching on what was that guy's name? Was it Billy, Bobby, something like that? The caller.
I don't remember.
Billy.
I don't know if you watched the movie.
Billy, right?
Billy.
So I thought that character and then the old woman kind of felt like this movie was trying to point out to society that you need to listen to
old people.
Old people and minorities.
They know what they're talking about.
Their voices need to be heard. I thought that was a message that was being kind of brought to the forefront at those.
I think it was just people are easily picked on that are old and black. They're alone. They're easy prey. So in a sense, yeah, but I think that's just what they were.
Well, they weren't
preying on
old
these
when
people who had
they
no
weren't
one.
old when they were doing when the stuff they talked
They were
about.
still alone though.
Well, I think
my
the caller said it best. He said Everett asked him, "Do you think they picked you for that reason because
I know
nobody listened to you?" And the
And he
guy
said, "I know
"Yeah,
they
that's
did."
why we're all black and Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And also, I
wanted
thought. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Well, going back to what you were talking about the scene where they spoke the words in the car. What did you all think about that? Like,
I loved it.
how did the old lady say the words to them and nothing happened, or around them and
She
nothing
said
happened?
certain
But then all of a
people,
sudden,
She said,
so
yeah.
had they already technically been like
Yes.
brainwashed by the aliens a little bit, or like had
That's what I was
communicated
thinking.
somehow? That was
Yeah.
kind of what I thought too.
I think that's why they got
I
out
thought-
of the
I
car
thought-
and ran away.
I thought
Okay,
there
I
was a
don't-
lot of
the
moments
fuck?
in. I thought there was a lot of moments in the movie where you had to kind of assume the deeper meaning of the situation, you know, and go
They
to the
just left
extreme.
the interpretation.
I don't believe
Yeah.
this, maybe, but there was a moment where I was like, was that old bitch an alien?
That's what I thought.
Did anyone
Well,
else think that?
Well,
Well,
dude,
I will
No,
say,
I
aside
thought she
from,
was just a lonely old woman that wanted her son back.
I thought her monologue, I didn't clock it, but it was so long that at a point it actually took me out of the movie because I was thinking how incredible it is to be able to pull that off. Like, how many takes did you have to do that? That's an extreme skill
yeah.
to be able to, even
they
if there
were-
was a prompter in front of her giving her the cues, her facial expressions, the intonations, the inflections of her voice, to do that long is incredible. Like, that's just like, who is she? She's a great actress. Money out of nowhere.
She's probably
I
been in Broadway for 50 years.
Yeah,
The
probably
thing
something like that.
struck me about those two calls, the caller to the radio station and when they met with the woman, is when you hear about UFO incidents or even paranormal incidents, the general public just blows it off. They don't listen. They don't want anything to do with it. And I feel like they represented that so well in this movie. And it was two kids are generally more curious about everything, who really
But Everett,
invest.
like Travis said, Everett's in it for content, and Everett is skeptical. He thinks this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's so obsessed with the content that he's willing to track it down.
Dude, they had some great quotes like about like what the future was going to be like, you know. And he was like, they said that suction travel was going to be way more possible than video screens in your pocket. Like, oh, well, in reality, that's why our fucking civilization sucks, because we chose this bullshit over fucking getting to somewhere that's 9 hours away in like 30 minutes. We could do that. Fucking suction. That's actually a real fucking invention.
Didn't Elon kind of try to make something like that? Isn't that
It's
kind
real.
of
They've already talked about it. Like, I don't know, dude. This movie has a lot of subtle lines that I liked.
The boring tunnel idea is just you drive your car down in the tunnel, isn't it?
Yeah,
without traffic or something.
Yeah,
but yeah, anyway, yeah, the vacuum cars and the phones, they called it.
It's a real idea. But I mean, dude,
we're all dying to hear what you thought.
God damn, with that tank top.
Thank you, Zach. I hate to say it, but this movie was awful.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even trying to do a contrarian bit. I see Ben shaking his head. This is why I did not want to go last. I absolutely hated this movie.
Wow.
I have not agreed with a single point anyone has made today, unfortunately. I thought it was the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. Well, that's why you wear tank tops.
And that's fine, but I have a lot of support for why I think it was boring. And I don't understand what was interesting about the
God, Ben, you.
Yeah, it's fine. I've been trying to listen to you guys and like see like because this movie's 93% fresh and it got a tons of great reviews and I don't understand.
You don't give any kind of slack for the fact that it was made for $700K though.
That's good. No, and the thing I think the best thing you can say about this movie that it was like visually it looks good, but I completely disagree with Wyatt where I feel like it's actually all style and no substance. There was this like you said, this is a story as old as time. There's nothing original about this at all. We knew the whole time it was going to be a flying saucer in the end. There was no suspense. The whole premise of the movie is that there's this sound that comes through the radio. Does anyone remember what the sound was? Was it interesting at all?
Yeah,
like to me, this was what was it? What was it?
It was like static.
Whoa, that's very creepy and eerie.
Dude, like it was not. I mean,
it was
I don't get you, man. I don't get you.
Let me explain to you.
You're not gonna do any explain. I mean, you can explain all you want. You're not gonna change my mind.
This is about a 22-minute bad Twilight Zone episode that got stretched into an hour and a half. First 20 minutes of the movie, I couldn't understand anything Everett was saying. He had a cigarette in his mouth the whole time. The whole bit of the first 20 minutes is they're just
made us watch Monos
and shot. Go, blah, 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 blah. Hey, my tape recorder, blah, 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 blah. 20 minutes, nothing happens. They go on a walk, nothing happens. Sit at the radio station, just leave the camera on her for 10 minutes, nothing happens. Finally, when it got to the guy who called in, I go, okay. And I wrote this down. That's 35 minutes in. I go, okay, now we're getting to the point of this. But even that I found to be kind of boring because he just told you everything the entire time. There was no suspense. It was just, well, I was doing this out there and I got sick. And, all of a sudden, someone else got sick and we built cement and I think
I'm black.
it's a plane. And by the way, I'm black. Sorry, I didn't tell you that at the beginning. And then no, nothing really happens. The girl just starts screaming. At this point in the movie, the girl just starts screaming the entire time. Oh my God, I gotta go to the library. Oh my God, the switchboard. Oh my God, my cousin. Oh my God. And there was no, I didn't care about either character. The whole time it's just gonna be a flying saucer. I didn't ever feel like they're in any danger. Did you? At what point did you think anyone was in danger?
Wasn't really about that.
What was it about?
This was kind of a very cool experience to think about being so alone in the middle of nowhere and being plucked off like fucking sheep because you're simply in a very remote town in the 1950s.
What visual?
And the only reason they had the idea that there were aliens or present was because they had the ability to have so much radio contact, specifically because they were the two people who were on the fucking radio. Back in then, no one had a fucking radio seemingly, or she had like a recording device. It was like some huge thing. So to me, it was like them using the lack of communication, like I said, and the fact that they were the only ones kind of on these boards made it so that they were directly in the eye of like the storm.
She heard the sound. And she told Everett, and then he goes, "Oh, look, we'll mess up my radio show." The black guy calls, and again, to me, if they had done a better job of making like it suspenseful, what the sound was, what the possible danger involved would have been, because you say people got sucked up, but we actually never saw that. Only time we ever heard about that was from the old woman who said her kid disappeared.
Right.
And again, that was another scene where they just left the camera on her for 10 minutes for a long, boring dialogue.
See, this is the like to me the fact that's why how is this all pizzazz and no substance? They didn't fucking show anything until the end. Nothing fucking happened. Yet you're trying to say this was all fucking visual.
It was, and it was boring visual. Like it was like we said, it was a lot of tracking shots. It was the very beginning was all about the fact that he did a one shot take going through the town, the school.
Right. So
but then when he gets to the radio station, he doesn't have anything because there's nothing to the plot. All he does is he just leaves the camera on and then he starts fading out pictures because he wants you to feel like you're on the radio and you're just listening to the story. But again, the story was boring. The dialogue pieces were like each 10 minutes long and they were just rambling. Yeah, I feel like
I'm starting to think
a radio.
I'm starting to
show,
think that you're not going to give this an 8.5.
It's here. I take like we said earlier, it was an homage to like the old radio plays, right? He tried to do that as a movie, but it didn't work because what you did was made a podcast and you tried to film.
No, it didn't work for Eric.
That's fine.
That's what I think we've got.
No,
here.
I mean I'm gonna agree with Eric a little bit. I don't think this was the best movie ever either. I'm giving it.
Nobody does.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I kind of agree with Eric, except I'm giving it more slack for the fact that it's the first time unknown filmmakers, $700,000 budget. But
I think
this is the Espanol to the Real Madrid of Arrival, Contact.
Arrival was
Boats encounters.
What about this story had you not seen before?
Yeah.
Like, what was new about this UFO story? Because I love Arrival.
What is to me? Like, that's the whole reason that Nick. I agree with Nick that it was good. Why does it have to be new? It was a slight twist in a different way. Like, what do you want? Like,
what I want is to.
What's been new about
a story, and I didn't care about.
What's new about any Edward Norton fucking movie? What's new?
I don't like a lot of Edward Norton movies.
Right, but that's all we've been watching, and I haven't heard you take such a hard stance on any of that garbage. Like, that was not unique at all. And I guess this wasn't unique, but I don't get it. And you can think whatever you want, and I agree. To be honest, because this is the third time I watched it, and I guess there were parts where I was like, I could see why this. There's not a lot going on. And I did think on my third watch that Everett was a douchebag. In the beginning, I was like, I don't really. But when I watched it the first time, I was captivated. But yeah, dude, everyone is different. This is why we do this, bro. Like, we have different brains, dude.
Yeah, again, I don't care that you guys liked it. I'm surprised that it's so well received and that people are acting like it's some sort of like groundbreaking movie. And I don't understand that.
I'm gonna piggyback here. I mean, I don't think it was groundbreaking. I don't think it was the best movie ever.
Really quick, can I say why? The critic consensus on Rotten Tomatoes, and I know Rotten Tomatoes isn't the be-all and all. It says it's an engrossing sci-fi thriller that transcends its period trappings. Vassanite suggests great things for debuting director Andrew Patterson. What about it?
I mean, yeah, I think he definitely has the tools to build upon that movie. I think
he could. I think he has good directorial senses, but
I see what you're saying.
You have to have a plot. There has to be something. At no point did I fucking care about anything because it was so boring and stuff.
I mean, there's like 3 characters, so if you didn't care about them, it was gonna be really hard for you to like.
Did you ever see The Duel?
No, I have not.
Yes.
By the
Last Duel?
No, The Duel.
No.
It's like Spielberg's directorial debut. It's like not even a movie. It was a made-for-TV movie. It's like 2 cars chasing each other. It's it's nothing, but it was just that showed. Like, apparently George Lucas saw it and was like, man, whoever directed this is going to be going on to big things.
Eric
that's different. That's like motion picture. That's like showing with images. And that's what I was saying is, okay, what he did here was he took a podcast and tried to make it into a film. And it didn't work for me for that reason, because it's like, all right, I don't really give a shit that you can do all these cool camera tricks and stuff, because nothing is actually happening. We're just watching people spit dialogue out. That's
why I'm sure that's why some people rated it highly, because of it looked good to some people, and they probably gave a lot of praise to the performances based on there was like literally 3 fucking people in the whole movie. So probably just because of all those factors, it was. But yeah, man, I can't hate on you, dude. Fucking, I'm not.
Yeah, that's fine. I think you picked the best movie.
I'm glad you hate it. We need someone to hate it.
Yeah, like, and I'm not doing that to be a contrarian. Like, I legitimately was like into it, and I was like waiting for it to get better, but then I just slowly started getting angry because I was.
I think
really
part
quick.
of the reason it was so well received is when you think of stuff like that, it's a pretty hot button topic. Like, especially with UFOs and paranormal shit, you have a smaller group of people who really believe in it. They're hardcore believers and supporters, and then the vast majority of people don't believe it and they write it off. And I think the reason that I found it so interesting is, contrary to Eric's statements, I really liked the black collar and I really liked the old ladies parts. because to me, that's something that could legit be happening in an incident like this.
You
Like,
wouldn't know. It's being silenced.
Exactly. You would never hear about
This
it.
is a
but you have
real
people
movie.
who, explain their stories, explain their experiences. And I mean, I can see why people think it's boring. Like, it was a slow paced movie. It was very focused on the dialogue, but I thought the realness of the dialogue, for whatever reason, was captivating enough where I liked it. And it was interesting to me.
Yeah, you had to have that, or you were not going to like this movie. Like,
and
Eric didn't like it.
That's
you in the witness protection program? Wyatt? What's going on there?
Nothing much going on here.
I agree
Really
with that.
quick.
And my reason I think I didn't like the movie was because I found the dialogue to be overdone and not interesting.
You didn't like
I
it.
think
Stories.
Didn't like it. Hated it.
I think the dialogue in the beginning was very overdone, in my opinion.
It was 20 minutes.
I think the movie got better, but I also wanted to say I think that just because it's a debut director, just because it's low budget, doesn't help and enhance things in my mind. It's a movie, and you have to think of the movie in and of itself to rate it. And I try to, even though I know those things, and maybe I don't completely distance it, I try to remove that as far as apart from the movie as possible when thinking about whether I liked it or not. Did I like it when I watched it?
Yes.
And my answer is yes, I did.
And I actually had the exact same thought today because I was like, I want to give this more of like the way Travis reviews, where it's like, how much should I enjoy this movie? Because I was thinking about, I was like, yeah, it looked good, but I was like, who gives a shit if it looks good? What did I feel? And I felt.
Well, that's what The Master is. Let's think about it from the reverse side. The Master has all the budget you could ever want, all the actors you could ever want. Not a debut director. But if the story doesn't work and you don't like it, then it sucks.
That's the whole point of a movie. The whole point of a movie is to captivate you.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's why I was just like.
I agree. I respect that you didn't like it. That's fine. That's fine.
I think we're all just.
My point over. I'm just agreeing with you in that sense that it's like you don't. If you have a meal and it looks good but it tastes like shit, then at the end of the day you're pissed that you paid for some nice looking meal.
No, not necessarily. Carly will take a picture of it and be very happy.
See, and that's what I think happened with this movie was a lot of people got jaded by some.
No. I think everyone is wired differently, bro. This speaks to me in ways that maybe I want things that you know what I mean? Like that's what I think is what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm in the minority on this one.
You said you didn't like Arrival, Wyatt?
Never said that.
Who said that?
No, I thought he said that when.
I gotta go.
Okay.
All right, now
can we talk about the ending real quick and what you guys thought about the ending? Because I like that they finally showed the flying saucer and everything, but I gotta tell you, I was pretty underwhelmed with just I guess they got abducted.
Yeah, they abducted them with a tiny baby too. Like I don't get how like this was like played off as like this is not too much. Imagine just being swept up out of they were gonna be noticed. He was the radio guy. Like, where's fucking Everett? Like literally, where's my baby? Where's my baby? Like I don't know, man.
If you said this is based on a true story, like to be very fair, I don't believe in this kind of shit. So if there's a story out there about these people missing that this is based off of, they were murdered, or like something really bad happened to them.
Like that. I don't like to think like no. They went to space.
No, they either got killed or they went to Mexico with a baby.
See, I don't know, man, because to me, like, I don't know what you guys believe in, but according to things that I've seen, like apparently it's possible to slip into like time like lapses or some shit. You know what I mean? There's like literally pockets where it's possible to disappear.
Yeah, didn't you see Time Bandits?
Literally. What do you say?
What do you mean by that? What proof is there of that?
Didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, dude, because I don't know the actual science to it, but I've listened to people talk about it that like literally say that we're living in like crossing realities. So
the back rooms type conspiracy.
Something like exactly. Shit, yes, shit like that. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Plus, I'm drunk, but
that's fine.
Nobody believes in it. That's what they want you to believe. Keep thinking it's not possible, man. And when someone disappears, you know.
Well, I feel like I rained on this parade, but I want to say my favorite part, not the ending itself, but I did like the UFO. I liked the way the UFOs looked. I thought that was very, I really liked that.
That was cool because that was like a city. Like that seemed like that was like the mothership.
I like the little how you kind of saw it glowing, and then how you saw it going up into the mothership. And I thought that was visually, I was like, all right, that's very nice. And I didn't realize it was only $700,000. So kudos to them. I think this guy is going to get some chances now. I just hope he can.
Well, this was years ago. So what else has he done since then?
Looks like Matthew McConaughey is going to star in his next movie.
Oh, wow.
What's it about?
I don't know. It's called The King of Kazmia or something.
Hopefully it's about something.
Looks like garbage, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still Eric. What was Monos about again, though? For
The Rivals.
I'm still wondering.
That was Lord of the Flies in Colombia.
Pile of yeah. Oh, whoa! Was it a copy off of another movie?
Well, you're taking this personally, and I don't want you to do that. Okay.
It's Wyatt. He's gonna do that.
No. I love you. I'm sorry.
You know who did not? You know who did? Serge really did not like the movie Monos at all.
Well, yeah.
Come on, Ben. What do you got for us?
He said it was too real. It was like these fuckers do that shit with the kids.
That guy's nose is too big, dude.
So it made him uncomfortable, but he would admit that it's actually a fantastic.
I thought the movie was fine. I kind of liked it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was different. Again, when would you ever watch that movie?
That's never, ever.
That's why we do the shoehorn. We shoehorn these movies into your existence.
Bothering you so much.
I'm glad. No, dude, it's crazy watching. I didn't even want to watch it again because I didn't want to taint it, but I kind of felt I could totally see where Eric was coming from on my third viewing.
It's just like, just kind of dragged for me. Like
that that first one was long, but I loved it. Like, but
that's where I first got drawn in. I was like, okay, thank God this guy. And I was like, he's telling an interesting story, but it kind of dragged on. And I was just like, okay.
Let me get your trumpet. Oh, he's
stupid. Like, but again, I was kind of in, but then it was like nothing. There's just at no point did I think that the characters were in trouble.
Dude, they were in trouble. They literally got abducted, dude. They were in trouble, dude.
They were kind of trying to solve this mystery that we already knew the answer to as the viewer. Because, again, it was a story that's been told a million times. He just did a little jizz fest with his camera work, and that was...
I didn't think it was that much of a jizz fest, man.
Well, yeah, it really wasn't. All he did was, hey, I'm going to put this camera here for 10 minutes, and you 10 minutes, and then we'll cut.
That's art, man. Do you not like art?
It wasn't art.
You know, it's a story that's been told, and I told this to Eric, too, like, it's fair game, I think, because we were talking about Dune, and I said how that's the same as the story of Star Wars, which is the same story of Jesus Christ. It's all the same story.
Right.
They're all the same fucking story.
Yes.
They're not new. They're the same.
And I think we've hit the absolute time where we're really struggling to find any way to tell a new story.
What's wrong, man?
I'm so happy to be here.
I don't have anything to contribute to this.
He's mad. He's mad that I've taken the contrarian viewpoint on this.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, I could care less.
He's mad
Cinderella,
about
Jesus Christ. Cinderella's Jesus Christ. Same story.
Cinderella's Jesus Christ.
I literally thought that same thing today because Eric gave me shit for hating. To me, Star Wars is the most overrated franchise of all time. It's based off of Jesus Christ. It's not an original fucking story. Everything is literally based off the fucking Bible. Literally. All the
background is the Millennium Falcon.
Good and evil and fucking my own sister. Blah, blah, blah. Star Wars sucks, dude. Let's be honest, dude. It's so unoriginal. It's the most.
No, I mean, but that's the thing. I disagree there.
That's the hottest take of all time.
It sucks.
Sir Alex Guinness.
3 of the 9 movies. 2 or 3 of the 9 movies are good.
Okay, my point is that
how is that a good franchise? That's a bad percentage.
No, nobody counts the new 7 movies.
They're a part of it. It's a part of it.
Hold on.
They're rated by Disney.
75% of it sucks.
The point is that just because it's not a completely original or novel concept doesn't mean it can't be done well.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
have to be
understand what you're
new
saying. Yeah.
to be good.
This
I
is
understand what
how
you're
art
saying.
works. You build upon
Overrated.
and respond to other people's ideas.
God, God,
Again,
Mark Hamill. Mark
Let's
Hamill
get into the
is
ratings.
a horrible actor.
Who?
You know that?
Mark Hamill
You know about
is
the
an
book?
awful actor.
You know about the Call to the Hero Journey book that this guy
So
wrote?
bad at acting.
The whole arcs of movies, that every movie is based off.
The hero's journey.
The hero's journey, yes.
Yeah.
How you write a compelling story.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
not me, man.
Lucas read it and wrote Star Wars based off of this guy's
Yeah,
theory.
Sewer Kids has nothing to do with that. Okay, we're coming in toilets.
Sewer
All
Kids.
right.
Neither does selfie suicide.
God damn it.
Don't do that.
Once I bring Treeple out of here, people from the trees, Treeple, once I bring that to the public, I'm going to be blown. Treeple.
Now I'm interested.
That's smiling.
Okay.
Sewer Kids and
I have a brief
Marty storybook.
I started my screenplay.
All right, why don't you get us into the ratings?
Okay.
Dude, you're taking jobs like an X now, dude. What is it?
Gay bar.
That changed you, dude.
So again, I was thinking about this today. I'm more of, I think, like, it doesn't really make sense to give
Doesn't
movies
like it.
points. Yes, we know I don't like it. It doesn't
It's
make sense to
8.5
give points
for you.
like nice camera work or they were good actors, which they were not. They were awful. The woman especially was very bad in my opinion.
6.5.
So I'm going to the Travis scale of how much did I enjoy this movie, and I would say there's about 75% of this movie I absolutely hated. The other 25% wasn't so bad, so I will give it a 2.5 out of 10. I'm sorry, Wyatt. It's nothing against you. I just did not like this movie, and
That's fine. That's
Oh
fine.
man.
So this is worse than what we watched last week.
No, I gave Time Bandits a 1.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. Okay.
And a lot of the callers as well were saying it was the worst week in history for this.
Ben, give us a rating.
Who called?
Oh, I just remembered. Before we go on, I wanted to apologize to everybody. I was really drunk watching Barry Lyndon. I'm sorry for the text messages.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Did I see this? When was that?
Okay.
Travis, do you have an Android?
Do I have a what?
You have an Android? Why are you getting these texts?
Yeah, I don't know. I am getting. I got all of Nick's texts later after the fact, but I think it's because I put do not disturb on after 10, so I probably didn't.
All right. Well, I was the low man on the totem pole. We all know that. Let's go to Ben. I don't think Ben actually watched this movie. Let's see what he gave it.
He watched it.
He did not watch this movie. He did not.
I watched it.
Okay.
The
Can we-
90.
Can we quiz Ben really quick and see if he really watched?
Where's the?
If you want.
What was the name of the high school?
Oh,
That's a little. I think that's a little too tough.
That's tough.
What's the name of the town? What's the name of the town? That you should know. Mentioned several times.
Cuyahoga Falls or something?
Yeah, Cuyahoga.
Might have been in the synopsis. What instrument was the girl carrying in the beginning?
Oh, some sort of like horn, like a trumpet or something.
The trombone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a rating, Ben? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah. I mean,
Life, man.
I like the movie.
I am naked.
You're fucking dynamite.
All right.
How many
Zach.
painkillers did you steal from the hospital today?
Jesus, man.
I
Throw
wasn't
out
a
a
huge-
number.
I wasn't a huge fan of the ending though.
You got an emotional range of.
Do we not talk about the ending enough yet before we get into this?
Oh,
Not
dude.
really.
What did you? What
I
did
felt
you
like it was.
ending?
I like that they
I just
didn't
felt
show
like it was.
I like that they didn't show it.
What
I
happens
thought
next?
it ended abruptly.
What
I feel
happens
like
next?
What even?
I
happened?
like.
Yeah, I just
like
feel
the
like I feel like
callback.
it just didn't. I feel like it just didn't finish. It just.
I
Okay,
love
now
that.
it's
That's why I
over.
love this fucking movie. What it's called? This is art, Eric. This is art.
I can't.
Whatever. I still enjoyed this one. I'd probably give it like a 7.
Oh! I'll take it. A lazy 7 from Ben. A lazy 7. All right.
Laziest 7 of all time.
A cheek smooth
I did
7.
not watch it still, but okay. 7.
Zachy boy. What you giving it?
So I enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna give it a higher rating than some of you. Definitely Wadden. I thought it was just really well done. Low budget. You know, it kept me captivated the entire time. I agree with Nick. The first 10 minutes were just like, what the hell is going on? It just progressively got better. And once that guy called into the radio, really it started when the girl was doing the switchboard with the phone calls and the lady called and she had the same noise on her line and the call dropped suddenly. And then she experienced call difficulties and then the guy called in with, basically his story, which it seems like the military, whenever there's a conspiracy, just always wants to cover shit up. So I thought it was pretty cool to hear that perspective and just continue the story.
Not according to Eric. He trusts them. He trusts the military, clearly. He trusts them.
Heard the military stuff like that.
They're telling you the truth, dude. Trust the government.
That's groundbreaking script
I'm
writing.
Who do you trust, the military or a black
I haven't seen a single script come out of Eric's house. I haven't seen a single script come out of your house.
Wait, you wait now.
I am waiting. Triple.
Treacle is such a dumb thought.
That's why I like it.
I do too.
I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, I like
Trademark.
7.5 out of 10 because it's a low budget movie.
No, I genuinely enjoyed it. Now, if I had to rewatch it again, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much because
it wasn't
there's
good.
nothing exciting that happens.
See, this is the worst part about the contrarian. Not that you're trying to do it on purpose, but you're so convinced in your own bullshit that
because
the majority of people simply are lying.
Well, Ben didn't watch the movie. And that's clear. Zach said that he liked the movie.
How did I not watch the movie?
He didn't have any other points as to why the movie was good. And he actually started off saying that he didn't like the movie, and then he ended it by saying, I would never watch it again. But that's not
what I said at all. I think you're just making up words in your head.
I think it's like he's not. Were you listening to the dude's story?
Wait,
you have no frame of reference.
And he was like, "Wow!" And then I found out it was a cheap movie, so now I like it. And then, but I'll never watch it again.
I don't think he mentioned the cost at all in that summary.
He did, but yeah. Then he said, like, I like how he said that the government covers stuff up. I've never heard of that before. Wow.
Yeah.
We got a grumpy watch.
I love laughing.
Now that is true. I mean,
what I come here for.
Every story deals with government and military,
God damn it, Eric.
Yeah, and they all suck because of it. Because they all say something that's not completely new. And it has to be new.
No,
not dick-sucking comment.
Dick sucker. If you're gonna have a movie, how about we have moving pictures? It's called a motion picture film.
It must be new. Why is this not new? I must have new things.
Black for half the movie because you got nothing.
No, you know what I've never heard of is an escape out of a prison. That's not a new thing. The Great Escape is a terrible movie because guess what? They wrote The Count of Monte Cristo hundreds of years before that movie came out, so I don't like it. Suck my dick.
And it has movie stars in the motion picture movie.
Moving on.
All right, Nick, what's your
I don't care. It's not new. It's a 0. I give it a 0. Not new.
Okay, that's not fair to say. Of course it's not.
It's on a scale from new to not new.
Yeah, it's a 0 for not new. No, it's like, I don't know. I give it like an 8. It's an 8. It's fine.
Oh,
it's a good movie. I like it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, let's hear about it.
No, I already gave my 2 cents earlier. I already explained pretty much my whole thoughts
Did you
about
watch
the
it
movie.
one time and hated it, and then you rewatched it and liked it? What was that about?
I said I liked it the first time I saw it, but I was more heavily engrossed this time because
Your
of the
husband-
circumstances surrounding my viewing.
I was jacking you off the first time. What was that?
No, that wasn't his loving brother-in-law. That was somebody else.
Other guy jacking you off.
This movie's fabulous. I'm gonna go ahead and step in. This is an 8.1 out of 10. This is a captivating story.
8.1. You've been
I don't
crapping
get-
your pants.
Hey,
Why
do you know
it's
my
a
scoring
tough,
system?
Why it's a tough rater?
He clearly doesn't listen to the podcast. That's that on my scoring system. I'm not Travis. I don't give Top Gun a 10. Not a
Gun
10 on
Maverick is a
anyone's
10.
list. There's no 10s. The only 10 there is, you know.
Is there a 10? That's actually there should be a 10 somewhere.
There's probably a 10 somewhere hiding. I'm looking for it. It might be in Nick's wifey.
I didn't like this because it wasn't new.
That's why is that not fair to say? Why, if it's not new and it's a shitty fucking?
Because the thing is that it's okay. We said it's fine. You think that, but then Zach's trying to give his explanation, and he's not allowed to like it.
Yeah, that's right. Because Zach never said why he
You know
liked.
what he sounds like? He sounds like a Nazi.
No, you know what? I'm gonna have
Let's
to
get it.
kind of side with Eric here a little bit. My
My
rating
guy.
is coming in at a 6.25. I didn't love this movie either.
Gave
I
Top
did
Gun a
like
10.
some stuff about it. I
The
did
road
like how they were moving for the first 15 minutes, and that was strange and different. And I liked some of the stuff that the director did. I liked somewhat Everett, I thought, but I don't know. I just couldn't really connect to it. And actually, my favorite part of the story is sort of the opposite of Eric, is I kind of like that they took this, milk toast story.
I love milk.
Still somehow made it kind of interesting.
Toast.
But I did kind of think it was a little bit boring
I know.
throughout.
Interesting.
I think it did ramp.
He said Monos right there. That was really funny. Sorry.
It did ramp up. The last 30 minutes, especially, pretty good. But still, overall, I'm not giving it a super high rating.
That's your right as a God-fearing
explain how
man
you
toting a Colt 45.
What?
Huh?
Got a good explanation for you, Wadden, as to why Travis felt the way he did?
It's fine. I just, again, he didn't really like it, but then he kind of gave it a good rating.
6.25?
Okay, I guess
That's my second lowest rating I've given.
Okay.
Lower than Hunter Killer.
Zach, what was your rating?
That was lower than Hunter Killer. Me and
Hunter Killer
Travis
was
have a
6.5.
And again, why? Don't take
Travis,
personal.
have
What
a
was your rating?
rivalry.
I think
Right.
Yeah, what was your rating?
Well,
like to date.
I haven't been there with you the
Rui
last
Hachimura
two
going
picks, but
off.
your 2 picks before, I think I was on the same page with.
Ben, what was your
100%.
rating, Ben?
7.
Let's see if Wyatt's a bit of a fraud or if he's the real deal.
What were your 2 picks before these last 2?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
Wyatt's
6.
first selection was Nope.
Yeah,
That's
like
the average
Nope.
rating, 6.74. Oh, that's fantastic. I hope everyone goes out and watches this movie. And
We haven't gotten Swan's rating.
he said
Yeah,
8.1,
he said 8.1.
even though he was freaking out.
Oh, I thought he said 8.2, so this is slightly lower than that.
All right, well, the first wide selection was Nope, which was, I think, universally loved by everyone on this podcast.
Yep.
He followed that up with Manhunter.
I liked Manhunter quite a bit.
That wasn't me.
What? That wasn't you?
That was me.
That was Nick.
And who was LA Comp? Oh, no. I guess maybe you got skipped kind of then. Okay, then you had Everything Ever All at Once, which
Ooh, I did not like that.
I didn't really like that much.
Didn't either. I didn't like it either.
Ben
I'd raise it.
liked that the most out of all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Big surprise.
I won't acknowledge that, though.
All right, well,
And
why
then
not?
Hunter Killer, which to me, that might be my number one of all of these.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. That's okay. Me and Eric, we're sympathetic.
I said, that's what I said. Like, before
Holy moly.
that's what I was expecting a lot from this. And I think you let me down with your high ceiling.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm just going to say, I've said it before.
I'm sorry about that.
There's
Eric. That hurt.
people like I've mentioned it before, but a lot of times, if Chad Dukes raves about a movie, I will like it. Like he raved about Sicario, I liked it. Bone Tomahawk, I liked it. I can't remember what else, but still, there's some shit he comes out with that he raves about that I don't like. I mean, you can like a lot of the same stuff and
dude.
not like some of the same stuff.
We're weird. We're weird.
That's
dudes.
true.
There was no bias here. I didn't look at any reviews. I just know why I was like, hey, this is my selection. I was like, okay. And I watched it and I was intrigued, but it just took too long for anything to get to the Black Collar, which is the first time I was intrigued, and I didn't even find that intriguing. It was just too long. To me, it was 20-minute movie that they made into a movie, or 20-minute TV episode.
I thought a novel concept, to be fair, a novel concept was an American submarine fighting Russian.
It was fun. I enjoyed that.
We had a good time, didn't we?
I don't like the reason I enjoyed it so much is because I don't like those kind of movies normally, and for whatever reason, that hit the spot.
Good, exactly. It doesn't have exactly.
And
dude, that's weird, Eric. Because to me,
now I don't care about the lighting, and I probably have brought that up in previous movies. But I don't think that's the right way to review these.
It's weird because to me, this was very similar to Hunter Killer to me in the sense of this was like a niche movie. Like this was a weird one-off of a movie, kind of like because it was done so like low budget, low cast, like you know what I mean, like a lot of dialogue between two people. Like to me, this was similar. It was I took a chance. This was like they took a chance. I took a chance with Hunter Killer. They took a chance with this movie.
I don't hate that I watched this movie. I just didn't like the movie, you know.
Yeah. No. I get it, dude.
To me, the best thing you can say about this movie is I mean, I don't know how much they spent on like Blair Witch Project, but to me, this seems like Blair Witch Project, which I never really liked Blair Witch Project.
This was Blair Witch Project?
Well, I think Blair Witch Project was done for very little money.
Yeah, that was
okay. I see what you're saying.
That was like a viral sensation.
It was a you know these are sort of amateurs. I mean, I want to say. I mean, they're not.
This was Cloverfield. This was Cloverfield.
I never saw Cloverfield, but maybe
you never saw Cloverfield.
No, I think I need to see that.
Fuck. Well, no, you had to see it in theaters. You had to get the experience. People were getting nauseous because of the camera shaking. Travis, you had to get through the first 10 minutes to get through it.
I'm gonna type in like best super low budget movies, and I wonder.
Wait. Before I forget, I think I brought this up last time. Who has seen Super 8?
Whoa. Oh, and I was gonna bring that up. That was one of the movies I was gonna say that to me this was like the minor league version also of Super 8, which I like Super 8 a lot.
I agree with that kind of like
last Super 8 because it keeps popping up, and it popped up for related movies right next to this one. You remember seeing that in theaters? Like, how old were we? Like 14 when that came out or something? I don't even know.
Yeah.
No, not that
young. No, like maybe like when did that come out? Like 2008?
Oh, it's that.
I never saw it.
I think that would be a good one just because
wish I picked that.
It's like a movie I've seen, I just don't remember it, and I'd like to rewatch it.
Like, isn't that J.J. Abrams like homage?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams.
2011. So okay,
2011.
So we were fucking 23. Never mind.
This movie ripped. This movie
Blair Witch.
Like,
all right. This is not Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch Project was done for $60,000.
Yeah,
Blair Witch Project was outrageous.
It was like a viral, like it was literally like one of the greatest successes of all time.
Saw was 1.2 million. That's
how much? Can you do me a favor? How much was Pi made for?
Ooh, you showed me that movie a long time ago. That movie is
for low budget films. I always think
134,000.
I would love to do a Pi podcast with Desi.
Wow,
that is
134,000. I've always thought when I hear low budget films, I think there's no reason you can't make a compelling movie because of Pi.
Easily,
I think given that budget, that is the cream of the crop.
That's on the list,
man.
Get Out 4.5 million, getting up there a little bit.
4.5 is a lot of money.
Little Miss Sunshine 8 million. I mean, not really these days.
8, I know, but still, I mean, we're talking about less than $100,000.
Yeah,
not the same.
Not the same. I honestly think I don't believe the number of $700,000. speaking of radio, there's a term called payola. I think what happened here was some payola. We got to look at the fact that this is
Amazon, dude.
Original. This guy's a first-time director. Now he's directing a movie with Matthew McConaughey, who is a known FBI spy. I think something might have happened here where they put this movie over on purpose.
Is he getting fed money?
Known FBI.
I really don't believe any of these reviews. I think he's paid to give positive reviews, and I'm questioning the 93% score somewhat.
All right, we're rambling here.
It's like Ariana Grande. They're putting her over on us.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a weird choice by them.
Yeah, there's no possibility it could have just been an okay movie. That was pretty good. Anyway,
an okay movie doesn't get 93% fresh and called groundbreaking.
My answer is always going to be this: Manos.
I mean, I think
Manos. Let's look at the score for Manos.
Eric, I know you didn't.
Let's watch of my life.
I know Nick didn't.
In a jungle with a bunch of fucking thonged retards and some dumb white bitch getting washed down the river. What the fuck?
Life, brother.
I'm gonna go so hard on your dumb movies after Eric did this to this movie. You guys are
no, come on, man. We got to see the one.
By the
come
way,
on, man.
Yeah, the one.
Hey, I never saw the one. I never said the one was good.
T. Let's pull up Eric's track record.
Hey, never said the one was good.
Eric's track record.
Eric, what are the movies you've selected?
All right, well, let's go through my selections. Why don't we?
You made me laugh really hard, Wyatt.
You did not suggest Spinal Tap, Eric.
Liar. First selection. Manos, which, by the way, had a budget. Let's get into the budget. By the way, a budget of $1 million.
We don't care about that. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. Doesn't matter. Wasn't good.
Movie being good or not. Let's move on. I selected The Banshees of Inisherin. Oscar nominated. There's no way you couldn't like this one.
Oh, man, what a tough pick that was.
Well, you picked the Oscar winner, which was...
I didn't like it. I didn't even like it.
Yeah.
What else did you pick, Eric?
I also picked Before the Devil Knows You're Dead.
Garbage.
That was good.
Garbage.
I like that movie a lot.
What did I rate it? Like an
garbage?
AI, but I gave AI a 10 out of 10. I'd like to bring that up.
I'm gonna leave. I'll leave. I'm gonna leave.
AI was money.
Selected the one which I had never seen before.
This is ridiculous.
And I took a chance.
AI, talking about novel concepts.
The one?
AI was so novel, it was about Pinocchio the whole time.
But did it have Haley Joel Osment in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does the Entourage movie. I have not
Well, guess who came up with AI? The guy who made Barry Lyndon. So
I mean, I don't think that was really Eric's problem with the movie. I know he said that, but from hearing him talk about it, the problem for him was he thought it was boring.
What movie?
Who, the director?
Fast and Night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was boring as fuck. Nothing.
I mean,
happened.
that's your main problem.
Yes,
I don't think the idea really mattered. You just thought it was boring.
It was boring as fuck. Yes, that's the whole point. Nothing happened. We knew what was going to happen in the end the entire time.
Yeah, we knew that Haley Joel Osment was going to suck at acting the entire movie, and he did, dude. He did, dude.
He did not.
He stunk.
All right.
Fucking Jude Law.
What's our next movie? We need a banger.
We certainly
did. Ben, we got our cleanup hitter, our 5-hole hitter. It's Ben Wilmot, and he's locked in. He's got a movie for you.
Bennett, boy.
I don't know if you saw at the 20th part of this podcast, he went to the DVD rack pretty quickly. He was very upset and started thumbing through his collection.
He's looking for another Sean Connery.
A Chevy Chase movie or Nicolas Cage movie from Ben.
You looking through your Criterion collection there, Ben?
I think we're gonna have to watch.
Well, no, I have a bunch of movies. It's just like a bunch of them aren't free, so.
Hey, who cares, man? I'll get the burn. I'll burn
it. Throw them out there if they tickle a
bone.
The
one that's on the list that I want to get taken care of.
What's going on?
No.
Oh my God!
I gotta take a bong rip, but I don't have service in my room.
Look like you were shitting.
No, I haven't shit once. Well, I was pissing earlier.
Can I go?
Please.
Yeah, sorry, Ben.
Floor is yours.
The movie on the list that I wanted to knock out was The Color of Money.
Okay.
Can you tell us what that is about? Because I really don't know.
Who's in it?
It's
We
a
mention it every
pool
week.
shark. It's a pool shark movie. If we don't want to pay for that,
Pool sharp with a P.
Is
What?
it?
No, it's
Shark?
Shark.
No, it's a pool
Definitely
sharp.
shark.
Really?
Like a card sharp.
Are you fucking serious?
no.
No, it's
And
Card
nobody knows how
Shark.
to fucking speak English around here.
It's shark, you
All right.
idiots.
Well, regardless, does anyone have stars?
Yes.
There's a movie from 2005 called Munich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one I was gonna throw out.
You dropped that like no one's heard of Munich before.
So hold on. So we've decided we're not watching The Color of Money because it's excellent.
Wait.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
What's the verdict on the
That's
shark?
we mention it every week. It's a Scorsese directed movie with a young Tom Cruise and Paul Newman, a veteran
Yeah,
Paul
I
No,
Newman.
would
hold
love-
on.
I would love to.
Sharp
I would
is
love to
correct,
rewatch
and
that
I can't
movie.
believe this.
Yeah, wow.
Of course, it's correct.
It's not. Correct.
How is that possible?
It's not. It's pool shark. It's not
No,
pool
it's
shark.
not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, but yeah.
Oh my boy.
I like either of those selections, Ben.
No, actually, yeah, both are apparently correct. It's fine.
Before we
The
decide
original.
on it, have you guys seen End of Days with Arnold?
Shark, right.
Zach, it's not your turn.
No.
Been a long
I know.
time.
Shutting this down right
Well,
now.
whatever. I'm willing to pay for Color Money. I'd like to see that.
Well, I think I saw it on Netflix not too long ago.
Sharp means you're like on point.
It's not on there right now, according to this.
Okay, well maybe they took it off. That's how I saw it pretty
It's
recently.
gonna cost you
But-
$4 to watch this. movie.
Who has not seen it?
I have not
What?
seen it.
I have not
Okay,
seen
so
Color
more than
Money.
half of us.
I will pay.
What was the second one you threw out there?
Munich.
Munich. Steven
Got it.
Spielberg.
That's a perfect shoehorn for me. I hated Munich in theaters, but I mean I haven't seen it since then.
I've never seen it.
Munich's
I
a
liked
long
it.
ass movie. It's
Is
very
that's Spielberg, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is Spielberg.
No, I want to see Color Money.
I don't think I've
Let's
seen
do it.
Munich.
Well, we know the ending, so we can't
Carl.
watch it.
Eric, who is it? Eric Banya?
Eric Bana.
Bana? Kenny
Said
Banya?
Yeah.
Eric
Color
Banya?
Money is a great movie. That's one worth paying for, in my opinion.
What?
What's that?
The Color of Money.
Bet it's not better than this
All
one.
right, sounds good. If you
Let's
guys
do
don't
it.
care, then let's do that.
Good for you.
Excellent.
What did you
I'd
just-
rather pay a couple bucks than.
Silly.
Because that
fucking
was my
movie with
problem
the-
last week. I wanted to do something that wasn't free, but instead I chose Time Bandits, and now I'm never going to live that down.
Whatever you want.
Okay, cool.
So what did you select? Color Money?
Who's picking next week?
All right, Ben's used a.
I think Wyatt's
Please,
up. After,
actually.
no. Eric's up after that, I think. Or no, Zach. I think it's Ben, Zach,
Well,
Eric.
actually, I would like. Has Zach? Have you ever suggested a movie?
I
He's-
did.
He
John
technically did. Yeah, being John Malkovich.
You did.
That was after like.
Okay, then it is my turn. All right.
What? Eric's on deck.
I'm on deck, and I will not disappoint you, my friend.
You're on deck. Yeah, you got a lot to live up to, my man.
So it's
Hey,
Ben, Eric, Zach, Nick,
Guns trained on
Ben,
me.
Eric, Zach,
No,
Nick,
you're-
Travis, Wyatt.
Oh God. Well, you can already mark mine down. It's called Super 8, you son of a bitch.
I actually was thinking about doing Super 8.
You motherfucker, Eric!
Well, I'm not gonna do that.
You do what you gotta do, my
It's a
man.
good
You're
one, though.
doing
I
good.
don't remember if I liked it or not,
Come on, Bruce.
but I remember seeing it. Remember all that metal sticking to like the water tank or whatever?
That was a water tank, Eric. Be careful. Tread lightly.
Actually, I know what my movie is. If we're allowed to just
Love
pick
water
movies that
tanks.
cost
Oh,
$16 to rent, I'll pick one.
what's eating Gilbert Grape? You're talking water tanks, huh? I know
What
what
do
you're
you-
talking.
What are you picking then? If we're
I ain't
paying?
paying shit.
You know, if I
Oh, can you add a movie to the list for me?
Sure, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. We got the list.
The movie list is 90% yours. You can add it.
Yeah, literally, it's all. Flintstones. The Flintstones. He wants the
Barry
Flintstones.
Lyndon.
Put it down.
Put it down. Barry Lyndon. There it is.
No. Baraka.
Barack
You want to talk about a movie off the beaten path? Baraka.
Baraka.
Yeah.
Baraka.
Yeah.
The K, huh?
What is that? Mortal Kombat or something?
Oh, I dare you. I dare you to check out that trailer.
Okay, this looks like a Manos ripoff.
Is it Colombian?
Yeah. It sure is a Manos ripoff. Oh my God.
Nick, have you seen California with Brad Pitt and David Duchovny?
I've seen Baraka.
The show Californication?
No, the movie California, spelled with a K. I've never seen it. I came across it on Stars or something.
The show?
With David Duchovny, Brad Pitt. It's a really young Brad Pitt.
Ah, interesting.
Actually, pretty good reviews. Very interesting concept.
Big fan of Brad Pitt in all forms.
What's the concept?
Duchovny and his girlfriend are traveling across country, and they pick up two hitchhikers, Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis, his girlfriend, and they're tracking a serial killer because Duchovny's a reporter and his girlfriend's a photographer. But what they don't know is Brad Pitt's a serial killer himself.
So, okay. That sounds like one of the movies that was inspired by so around that time. So True Romance came out around then. Natural Born Killers.
Yeah,
Natural Born Killers.
I just watched the movie Eric recommended to me, which was really good. The Terrence Malick movie. I forget what it was called. What was that called, Eric?
Badlands.
Badlands. They're all based off of Bonnie and Clyde in a way, or something like that. Like they're all based off of the same serial killers. I think it was Bonnie and Clyde, but I can't be sure.
Yeah, it's California is a 1993 movie.
Yeah, okay.
I've never seen it, but it's got decent reviews, I'd say.
Did you know that? Can I switch gears or no? Are you done?
Can do whatever you
That
want.
might end it this week for this week.
You know that Barry Keoghan guy is apparently going to be in Gladiator 2?
Yes.
Better be.
All right,
Barry
we're going to stop
Keoghan.
recording with after
Who's a
that.
stud?
Eric Yogan, the guy